Hmm. Hey man, we finally did it. Hi man, can you hear me? Hi, can you hear me? Okay. That's good, man. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right. So, how you been, man, on this hot day?
I'm just trying my best to keep away from the heat because it's really, really sizzling outside.
Hmm.
So just trying to keep cool indoors at the moment. But yeah, it's been a busy week. Your side?
Yeah, man. Likewise. Hey, I'm just trying to avoid the heat. But even if you're not going outside, I think this house actually absorbs heat, so you're kind of feeling the humidity, and you know it is just irritating. So let's get down to the cricket. Yeah, man. The Ashes was really a funeral, eh? And even then, I think a funeral was actually better than watching the Ashes. So yeah, Australia winning just 4-0, should have been 5-0. So your quick thoughts?
I think this is a long way back for English cricket. We were talking about this. We were talking about this a few weeks ago, and we were predicting the dreaded 5-0. But this is as close to
Hmm.
5-0, I would say. I mean, if you look at the Test series as a whole, I think you had four games where the England were totally outplayed, and you had one game where they escaped. I would say they escaped with a draw in the sense that
Hmm. Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear your last part there. I think we got a bit cut off. What were you saying there?
yeah, look, England have been thoroughly outplayed in the series, and they just couldn't get enough runs on the board. I mean, to challenge this Australian side, and Australia, as much as I don't think they hit their peaks. I would say in the series, but they just did the basics right. They got enough runs on the board, and they took it. As to how one-sided the series was. I mean, I expected Australia to win it, but to win it this
Hmm.
convincingly, I think it was a bit of a surprise. But I think after the second Test match, the writing was on the wall, and then I mean, what we saw in Melbourne was a real hammer blow. That was a real embarrassment, I think. And then it was
Hmm.
downhill. I mean, if you look at that last Test, England had their chances,
Hmm.
especially with the ball. I think the bowlers
Hmm.
bowled beautifully, and to get 20 Australian wickets, I think the last time they did that was in 2014. So that was a great achievement. But the
Yeah.
way the batting competed again, and it's been an ongoing thing in this England lineup. I think that needs to be addressed in the off season. And they got to look at the
Hmm.
county circuit, and the county circuit is just not good enough at the moment. I don't think there's enough spotlight on it. They just this seems to be a bit of neglect when it comes to first-class cricket at the moment in England, and there's so much of emphasis on the white ball game. And if you look at the white ball team, they always seem to have their best players. Owen Morgan seems to have his best players, and you look at Root. Root is always, not having his best players, especially when it comes to these big tours. And I think that needs to be addressed to find a balance. I mean, they've come a long way in terms of the white ball game, but you've got to balance it out. I mean, you can't let. I mean, Test cricket is the oldest format, and it's the most important format, and you can't let it suffer like that. So they need to find a way to get the balance right in terms of how they need to balance ODI and Test cricket. They can't have so much of importance when it comes to white ball cricket and neglect the Test game the way it is, or else come the next Ashes, you could see Australia rolling them over as well. So yeah, I think they got to get their act together very soon.
I don't think Australia will roll them in England, because I think England will be too motivated in their backyard, and also I think the pitches will definitely be to English's favour. And I think even though the pitches for this Ashes was English, I think the bounce undid them, because I think it's a bit odd though that England crumbled, because these pitches are similar to England in a way. So I think maybe with better preparation, this Ashes could have been really interesting. I don't know if you agree with me.
Look, I partly agree, but I mean, home conditions is one thing. I think with a side like England at the moment, the way they're batting, there seems to be no confidence. And I think the only way confidence can come is, I think, if you prepare better pitches. You got to prepare better pitches, and I think you got to back a few players that you think are going to be ideal for this format. Because it seems like there's been a lot of chopping and changing in this batting lineup. I mean, there were so many players that were used in the series. They actually didn't know what their best team was, and it's turned into a shambolic sort of event for them in the end. It all started in that first test when they didn't pick their best side, and it just was a constant sort of trend in terms of picking the wrong players for the wrong test matches and just not getting it right at all. So yeah, I mean, obviously they'll be competitive at home, but I'm sure the most important thing is getting that earned back, and if they really want that earned back, they've got to earn it. And the only way they can get that back is if they play consistently good cricket, which I don't think we've seen from them throughout this year. Look, they got rolled over against India at home as well. So, I mean, you would have backed them to get a result there at home, but unfortunately, their batting was so brittle in that series as well, and we saw the same thing in the Ashes. So, it's an ongoing thing for England at the moment, and as I said, they got to balance the white ball and the red ball game. They cannot give so much of emphasis to the white ball game, because in the end, Test cricket is going to suffer, and you're going to see a lot more of this going forward. So, yeah, I'm sure they'll get it right. But yeah, look, I think there needs to be a complete overhaul of certain sort of at the moment. Try and get a fresh squad going, and as I say, back those players.
No, but I think, to be fair, I think to India, it was the best chance of doing well in England. And I think it's unfortunate that first test didn't get played, but I think it will get played this year. So hopefully they'll create history there as a consolation for the next chapter we'll be getting into, which is the SA versus India series, which is another disappointment. So for 2-0 to y'all, I think we're going to Cape Town. The way it's going, I think it could be 3-0. What are your thoughts?
I think they've done the basics. They've done the basics much better than India in this in the series so far, and it's been a little bit surprising for me to see. If I look at this Proteas bowling lineup, especially, they seem to be so inexperienced compared to this Indian bowling lineup.
Mm.
But I hate to
Mm.
say this, but they seem to have outbowled India in the series.
Mm.
And let's
Yeah.
not just go. Let's the batting and there's been so many errors that have
Mm.
taken place in both the games. But yeah, I mean the Proteas, the batting, they've outbatted India in this
Mm.
first two ODIs, which
Mm.
in a way, it's actually a bit of surprise to me as well because I expected to
Mm.
be a
Mm.
lot closer, and
Mm.
I'm puzzled with the captaincy of KL Rahul in the series, and I think a few selections as well. I think there's a lot of good players in the reserves there that they haven't tapped into as yet, and they've given these sort of players a chance in these two games. They haven't come off. So I mean, the Proteas, I mean, they deserve to win these two games by virtue that they've scored more runs than the opposition. And this is an
And more
exciting
better.
moment. Absolutely, they bowled better, they fielded better, and they
Mm.
batted better. And I
Yeah.
mean, going into this last game,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about 3-0. I think the most important thing at the moment is, I mean, from an Indian point of view, the series is gone. So you got to try and bring some changes there. And
Yeah.
I
No
think it's time
choice.
to bring a few fresh faces into the side because
Yeah.
uh,
Like bring
especially
Gaikwad, bring Krishna, just bring them in. What do you have to lose? Just 3-0.
I never thought I'd say this. I never thought I'd say this, but the Proteas spinners have actually outbowled the Indian spinners,
Yeah,
Ashwin
Derek Cullinan had said
and
that. Yeah,
Chahal,
Derek Cullinan. Yeah, Derek
which
Cullinan
is
had mentioned that
which
too.
which
Yeah.
I think this has probably been I would say the first series that I've seen in a long time that the Indian spinners have been outbowled, and it's a little bit of surprise for me that Ashwin as well. I mean, he's back in this one day mix. A little bit of surprise because I mean he wasn't really a favorite in the past, and just like out of the blue, he's back in the setup. And Chahal, I mean, he's going to be under the radar after this one. I'm not
Mm.
sure how much left in him. So that was a bit of a surprise for me to see the Indian spinners being outbowled by the likes of the Proteas spinners. Well, I mean, the Proteas have played fantastic cricket so far. I mean, pressed in the series. Anything away from that. I think his bowling changes, his field settings. I think he's just got it spot on, And I mean, I like to compare him to another captain that's come and gone because I mean, if I look at Bavuma, he's a real thinker of the game, and I mean, I see a bit of Fleming in him as well because he's constantly making changes, trying to get ahead of the game, and I see a lot of Stephen Fleming in Bafuma. So tactically,
Oh.
he's superb, and I
Mm.
mean the runs that he scored in the series, he's really
Mm.
he's really shut the mouths of the doubters, really,
Mm.
in the series. So I don't think there's any doubters at the moment in terms of what he's capable of with the bat because he's proved it already in the series, and
Mm.
I think the Proteas top five, they've really fired in the series, and that's been the
Mm.
difference between the both sides. Where I think it's back to the drawing.
Oh, sorry, man. I couldn't hear you there. I think we got a bit cut off. So what were you saying there towards the end?
Yeah, I mean, the Proteas have completely outplayed India in these first two games, so
Yeah, yeah.
it's back to the drawing board for them at the moment.
Yeah, man. I think, yeah, man. I think you've seen my comments. It's been pretty. I mean, I've never seen it in my life. I mean, if India lose 3-0, I think, yeah, I think the BCCI are gonna probably have to revisit that. I think Bumrah would have been the right choice as captain. I think he would have made better decisions. But yeah, I really hope for Rohit Sharma to come back quickly, especially for the Test matches, because seeing India play like this is like disgusting, to be honest. So yeah, it'd be nice to see Gaikwad playing and then Prasidh Krishna playing. But I thought they got their batting order all wrong. They could have put Venkatesh Iyer opening the batting like a pinch hitter or something, you know. It would have really made it more exciting. They have KL Rahul as a middle order batsman. I think too much ego is happening in Indian cricket, so that needs to stop. Don't know if you feel the same way.
I do feel the same way. And I mean, you brought up Rohit Sharma. I mean, that is a player. I mean, if you're not going to miss Rohit Sharma, then he's not a great player. So I mean,
Mm.
you're missing a great batter already
Mm.
in Sharma, and he's not being in the side. So yeah, I mean, the one with putting Aya up the order as pinch hitter opening, uh, that's
Mm.
not a bad idea. That's actually not a bad idea because I think where they've lacked in is I would say intensity in a way because I think KL Rahul. I mean, he's better in the middle order in the past, and he's done quite well. So I think he's been thrown into this job as an opener. I'm not sure if he's comfortable with it because
Mm.
I mean, uh, you might as well pick a player that's a little bit. He wasn't picked because I mean I would have tipped him to open innings with Dhawan. So yeah, I think they've got their selections, a bit messed up. So yeah, I mean it's really puzzling to see. I mean, I never thought I'd say this, but I mean it's you don't see this very often that you get a flat Indian team. I mean for two games because I mean India have been so good when it comes to bouncing back from defeats, and
Mm.
I mean for them to happen for this to happen, I would say 4 games in a row now because I mean if you look at the Test series. Uh, I mean, after Centurion, uh, I mean, the Proteas have fought and they fought, and I mean, look at it now, and this is turning out to be a perfect summer for them, and
Mm.
it's turning out to be a tour for India to forget. So I think, yeah, I mean, back to the drawing board at the moment,
Mm.
and there's going to be there's going to be some soul searching when they get back home. I think.
Yeah, man. I think just to wrap off things, I just wanted to make a quick comment. It's good to see in the world of cricket that Ireland beat West Indies 2-1, which was really unexpected. And then it's predictable that Sri Lanka actually beat Zimbabwe 2-1. But also, I would like to say that Ireland beating West Indies show that they should be getting more matches, especially in the ODIs, so that they can also become a true playing nation, if that makes any sense.
They seem so competitive. Win for them. SA in the second game, and then SA won third game. But I mean, this is goes to show. I mean, the ICC really needs to invest in these sort of countries. The countries that show potential. And I mean,
Hmm.
Ireland is a relatively small country, but you can see the potential there. I mean, go to you know they're still one of the established nations, and to win that series, it's quite a big thing for cricket, and quite a massive thing for Irish cricket as well. So yeah, I mean, fantastic win for Ireland, and yeah, this team just seems to be getting better and better, and I just hope they do get an opportunity to play more games, because I think they have they have the makings of a very, very competitive side that can challenge the best teams going forward in the future.
Yeah, man. I think that's pretty much a wrap, and I shall check you on the other
Yeah,
side.
Zimbabwe. Yeah, yeah. I was quite impressed with Zimbabwe in the series. I mean, albeit the last game where they were outplayed, but I mean, the first game they second game they won quite famously. So we're talking about Ireland and Zimbabwe. These teams don't get to play enough cricket. Bottom line, and I think the ICT has got to look at that. The more cricket you play, the better you're going to get. The better you get in terms of your skills, and you can see a lot more of these surprises going forward. So yeah, I mean, although they lost the series, I've been quite impressed. I was impressed with Zimbabwe, with the way they fought in the series, and I mean, for a team that hasn't played in a long time, I think you can really give them a round of applause for the way they played. So yeah, these stories are quite heartening to see. I mean, but it all comes down to the ICC now, and the governing body, that they need to invest in these countries, and they need to grow the game.
Yeah, man. You're right. You're right. Okay, I think that's pretty much a wrap, unless you got any final words.
I think we can speak about the IPL.
Okay, I thought you wanted to leave that for another time. That's why I didn't bring it up.
I think we can talk about it. Yeah, let's bring it up. So yeah, I mean, some really interesting breaking news.
About Mumbai and Pune. About Mumbai and Pune are being the main cities now. I thought it was Mumbai and Ahmedabad, but I think it's Mumbai and Pune now. That's interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, it's good to see that SA is a backup venue for the IPL. And I think this is going to be fantastic, not just for Cricket South Africa, but just for tourism as a whole, for the IPL to come to SA. This is going to be a real boost to the economy if that does happen. And I mean, I lost out. I think it was 13 years ago that the IPL came to SA, and unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch any of those games. But I mean, if it does come back, I will relish an opportunity to go and watch a few games. So yeah, I mean, fingers crossed. I hope it comes to our shores, because I mean, this is a fantastic thing for the economy, for tourism, for cricket as a whole. It's really, really going to boost the country. So I'm hoping, but it could come. But let's see how it goes. Cases rising all the time, and yeah, that's the sort of world we're living in at the moment. And that's the sort of world we've been living in for the past 2 years. Just rife with uncertainty.
Yeah, man. I would like to come to SA, but my doubts are just there, because I think because of distance, I think the UAE is more, closer, and that's why I think they'll probably go that way. But don't get me wrong. Yeah, but though, if it does come to us, it comes to us, and then yeah, that'll be good. For economy purposes and job creation, yeah, definitely we need jobs.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's a strange thing, because I mean, I've seen the ICC events like in the past, couple of years, and I think SA has been a sort of country that's been overshadowed, in terms of a host nation, like in recent times. But I think it's come to a point now where it's time to give. It's time to bring back tournaments to the African continent, because I mean, there's a rich history of cricket in this country, and I think any tournament will go wrong.
Oh, sorry, man. I couldn't hear your ending because you got cut there.
I'm looking for a lot more tournaments to come to this to these shores, and I think it's very important for cricket to come back to the African continent, and especially South Africa with such a rich history in this game. Yeah, it's going to be a big boost to tourism because tourism needs a lift, and just cricket in general. I think there'll be a lot of lot of interest from the public as well. So you need these sort of tournaments to come to our shows more often. So I'm just hoping that the IPL does come here, and and a lot more tournaments to come in the future.
Yeah, I think we are due some tournament from the ICC. If I looked at the itinerary, but I think that'll probably be in a couple of years from now. I just don't know which one they are, but I think that's a good step. And then I think, speaking about IPL, I do remember going for a few of them many years ago, a couple in Durban and then some in Joburg. I think I watched the finals, so yeah, that was fun. Yeah, that was a good memories, very good memories. And I think Deccan Charger that won that IPL, I was so irritated.
Yeah, that was my team in the final, RCB, and we ended up losing that game. I did watch
Oh
it on
yeah,
TV, but yeah, it was a fantastic game. I think
yeah. I was
to say
RCB. Yeah, I
in
was
that game as well.
supporting RCB in the finals. Unusual because normally I'm always for the yeah, but I've never. I think I was against Deccan Chargers because I didn't like the owner for some reason. Seemed a bit arrogant. So, but that was back then. Now you have a different owner and think it's a bit different. Yeah. Mm, I don't know what further to add, but yes, let's hope that the IPL is in either is in India or in South Africa because, as you said, Dubai is getting a bit boring.
I think it's going to be really important from a tourism point of view. If CSA can push for this and give the IPL all the backing that it needs to host a tournament here. So yeah, I mean this could be a blessing in disguise for cricket in this country, and we need this sort of lift, and we need spectators back at the stadiums. That's the most important thing, and this is going to be a great tool to this is going to be a great vehicle to allow the spectators back in the stadium, because I mean I'm roaring. I can't wait to go to a live game again, and it's
Mm.
I just hope it's sort of normality back.
Mm. Yeah, sorry, man. I think I didn't hear your last words. I think we're getting cut quite a bit today.
Yeah, no, I was just like mentioning that this is this I hope CSA can really give the IPL all the backing it needs, and get the tournament down here. If obviously things don't go well in India, and
Hmm.
could really be a great boost for cricket in this country, and really help the tourism coffers that have been suffering for the last 2 years. I mean that
Hmm.
industry is in a bit of shambles at the moment.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be a win-win situation for tourism and cricket in this country if the IPL does come down.
Yeah, man. We can only hope and pray, and I think that's pretty much a
Hope and
wrap,
pray.
and we shall catch up. Yeah, man. I shall catch you up soon.
Cheers, sir. Enjoy your weekend. Take care. Chat to you soon.
All right.